How to avoid being scammed by Chinese factories. A lot of clients, which are mainly overseas buyers, have contacted me to complain about Chinese factories sending the wrong type of goods, shorting the weight or amount of goods, or just refusing to send the goods even when they have received the deposits in full, claiming that they don't trust the buyer and wants the full amount. Doing due diligence is a must before trading with the Chinese party. Before you send any funds over to the supplier, you should always ask for the business license and get a lawyer, or even just a Chinese friend to check your company online. If there are existing lawsuits, or if the company is brand new, you should think twice before doing business with them. A lot of overseas companies find their supply on Alibaba and decide not to use the platform to buy products when offered a discount. The seller or factory will tell you that both of you can avoid heavy taxes and platform fees, and it is a win-win for both parties. But this is usually a trap. If you stick to the platform, they escrow the money, and it won't be actually sent over to the seller when you press the dispute button. This at least gives you some form of protection to buyers when there is something fishy going on. Another thing that I noticed about overseas buyers is that they do not have a proper contract with the Chinese seller. They either have only a one-page contract or just a pro forma invoice. Now, this is very dangerous practice as you don't have any sort of protection when a legal dispute arises. Unlike Europe or the States, China doesn't have a law that says that the losing party pays for the legal fees. So even when you win the lawsuit, you might lose it on legal fees. Therefore, you should add a clause in your contract that says legal fees are paid by the losing party, and also add a contract breach penalty clause to cover time and energy lost. You can also consider putting in an arbitration clause, as English can be used in international arbitration. Arbitration is also much faster than going to court, as there are no appeals. The best way to avoid trouble down the road would definitely be to come over to China to meet with your supplier before dealing with them, and hire a lawyer to draft up a contract that protects your legal interests fully. Such a cost is really nothing when compared with the time, energy, and money wasted on battling it out in court. If you're a middleman procuring goods for companies in your country, you lose your client if you're unable to send them what they want on time, not to mention possible penalties for breach of contract. If you're buying raw material like steel and aluminium, your whole project just gets delayed for at least a month because you have to look for another seller to ship over what you want. If you're facing trouble with a middleman or a factory in China, don't hesitate to contact me immediately. Need a lawyer? Call Edger.